Welcome to the rapid-fire game that puts high school students on the academic playing field. It's WHIO. Here's your host, Mike Hartsock.
Hi again, everybody, and then there were two. Our WHIO season started off with 35 teams this year. We have narrowed it down to our championship finals today. The Beavercreek Beavers advancing on with a win over Brookville, and last week Bellefontaine moves into our championship round as they beat Vandalia Butler. I guess it fits that the two teams that scored the most points in WHIO this season will square off for the championship today, and $6,000 in scholarship money up for grabs, $4,000 to the winning team, $2,000 to our runners-up. The game is very simple as always. 4 rounds of competition. We'll ask 10-point bonus or 10-point toss-up questions in the first round. If you correctly answer, you get the 10 points. If you incorrectly answer, the other team can give the correct answer and steal those points away. So let's not talk about that anymore. Let's get to the game, teams. Beavercreek and Bellefontaine. Here you go. Your first toss-up question. It is an extinct large herbivorous creature. Luke from Bellefontaine.
The woolly mammoth?
That's incorrect. Beavercreek, let me finish the question. An extinct large herbivorous creature whose name in Greek means thunder lizard. Sana from Beavercreek.
Tyrannosaurus rex?
No, it's a brontosaurus is what we were looking for. This is a hereditary disease caused by a deficiency of a substance in the blood that aids in clotting the blood. Steve from Beavercreek.
Hemophilia?
Hemophilia is correct for 10 points. The name for the smallest number which can be divided evenly into 2 other numbers is what? Joey from Beavercreek.
The least common multiple?
No, that's incorrect. Bellefontaine, a chance to steal. Luke.
The least common divisor?
No, the lowest common denominator is what we were looking for. Okay, look at your studio monitors now. This man became Prime Minister of Great Britain. Luke from Bellefontaine.
Winston Churchill.
He is Winston Churchill, but that's not the answer to the question. Let me finish it for Beavercreek. During World War II, what government job did Winston Churchill hold during World War I? Steve from Beavercreek.
Secretary of the Navy?
No, he was First Lord of the Admiralty. Another 10-point toss-up question. Gustav Mahler wrote long, intensely emotional works for very large orchestras. What's the name given to the type of orchestral composition in which he wrote? Kevin from Beavercreek.
Symphony?
Symphony is correct for 10 points. The Lindbergh case brought about a new punishment for the crime of kidnapping. What was the possible new punishment? Luke from Bellefontaine.
Life in prison?
No, that's incorrect. Beavercreek, a chance to steal. Steve.
Death penalty?
Yes, the execution death penalty is correct. On March 1st, 1867, this plain state became the 37th state in our nation. What state was it? Luke from Bellefontaine.
Nebraska.
Nebraska is correct for 10 points. We are still on a March 1st kick. On that date in 1954, Ron Howard, former child star on TV, now actor-director, was born. Who was his famous TV son from Beavercreek?
Henry Winkler.
That's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Bellefontaine. Who was his famous TV law enforcement father? That was Andy Griffith. Another 10-point toss-up. Catherine Lee Bates wrote in 1893 a patriotic song, Steve from Beavercreek.
America the Beautiful.
She wrote America the Beautiful. That's correct for 10 points. Name the 4 Gospels in the Christian Bible. Luke from Bellefontaine.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
That is correct for 10 points. The world's first mail-order book club, which was formed in 1926, regularly offered Luke from Bellefontaine.
Book of the Month Club?
It was called the Book of the Month Club. That is correct for 10 points. Only 2 NBA players averaged more than 30 points a game over their entire lengthy careers. Name them. Troy from Bellefontaine.
Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan.
Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan is correct for 10 points. The 9th Symphony of this Czech composer, Luke from Bellefontaine.
Liszt.
No, that's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Beavercreek. The 9th Symphony of this Czech composer was called From the New World. It had its premiere in Carnegie Hall in New York City. Who was the composer? Kevin?
Dvorak.
Dvorak is correct for 10 points. This was a fast-paced dance in the 1920s. Joey from Beavercreek.
The Charleston.
It was the Charleston, that's correct. On March 3rd, 1991, a Los Angeles motorist was severely beaten by police. Joey from Beavercreek.
Rodney King.
Rodney King is correct. He was the motorist who was beaten by police. Born in Edinburgh, Scotland in March of 1847, this man later became world famous for his invention of the telephone. Troy from Bellefontaine.
Alexander Graham Bell.
That is correct for 10 points. It's a name still very familiar right here in Dayton. In 1934, Columbus Department Store became the first air-conditioned department store in the nation. What was its name? Troy from
Lazarus.
Bellefontaine? Lazarus is correct. Got that in time, and we are at the end of round one of our championship final showdown between Beavercreek and Bellefontaine. On the scoreboard right now, it's tight. Beavercreek 70, Bellefontaine 60. Back with more right after this. One round complete in our championship finals today between Beavercreek and Bellefontaine. On the scoreboard, Beavercreek a 10-point lead right now. Before we head into the second round, though, let's meet our two teams, starting up on the top row with Beavercreek. Kevin, you do us the honors.
Kevin Miller, and I'm a senior.
I'm Joe DeLong, and I'm a senior. I'm a junior.
I'm Senna Bobber and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name's Steve Fiore, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay. Down on the bottom row from Bellefontaine, Ross, you start us off.
I'm Ross Kaufman, and I'm a senior. I'm Luke Miller, and I am a senior.
I'm Troy Shively, and I'm a senior.
I'm Martha Miller, and I'm a sophomore.
All righty. And while Sana collects herself, I'll tell you what's happening in the second round. This is our bonus round. 10-point toss-up questions. The team that correctly answers then gets up to 3 more questions for as much as 30 bonus points. The teams, if you're ready, here we go. Your first toss-up question. He was the German composer of a popular wedding march. Luke from Bellefontaine.
Mendelssohn.
Felix Mendelssohn is correct, and bonus questions for Bellefontaine. We have chemical elements named for countries, planets, colors, and famous scientists. For 5 points, which element takes its name from the Greek for water forming? Is it hydrogen or oxygen?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen is correct. For 10 points, what element takes its name from the Greek for hidden?
Fluoride.
No, it would be krypton. Another 10-point toss-up question. Most high schools have a chapter of the NHS. Ross from Bellefontaine.
National Honor
That
Society.
is the National Honor Society, and I bet everybody here is in that group. Here you get bonus questions once again for Bellefontaine. Do you know Oscar? Let's see if you know these major winners of an Oscar. For 5 points, the 1993 Best Picture was about a man who saved Jews from Hitler's machine.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List is correct. For 10 points, the 1990 winning movie, Kevin Costner also won for Best Actor.
Dances with Wolves.
That is correct. And for 15 points, in 1994, Tom Hanks also won Best Actor for his title role in this Best Picture.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is correct. And another toss-up question for both teams. On March 1st, 1781, the Continental Congress adopted a plan for a new American government. Steve from Beavercreek.
Articles of the Confederation.
The Articles of Confederation, correct. And bonus questions for the Beavers. Sometimes a set of letters can help us learn things such as a formula. Try these from trigonometry. For 5 points, what do the letters SOH mean?
Sine, opposite, hypotenuse.
Correct. For 10 points, what do the letters CAH mean?
Cosine adjacent.
Yeah, cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse.
Correct. And for 15 points, what do the letters TOA mean?
Tangent, opposite, adjacent.
That's correct. Nice job. 3 out of 3. Another 10-point toss-up question. Spell the word pneumonia. Luke from Bellefontaine.
Pneumonia.
That is correct. Bonus questions for Bellefontaine. This is a capital idea. Let's check on some world capitals. For 5 points, name the capital city of India.
New Delhi.
That's correct. For 10 points, the capital city of Greece.
Athens.
And for 15 points, the capital city of Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
That is correct. Nice job. We tried a trick question in there. It didn't work. Another 10-point toss-up. Which university in Ohio is known as the mother of fraternities? Luke from Bellefontaine.
Ohio State.
Let me finish the question for Beavercreek. That's incorrect. is known as the mother of fraternities and as the cradle of coaches? Joey.
Miami University.
Miami University in Oxford. Bonus questions for Beavercreek. On April 5th, 1968 in Memphis, a well-known civil rights leader was killed. For 5 points, who was he?
Martin Luther King.
That's correct. For 10 points, who confessed to killing him?
Yeah, James Earl Ray.
That's correct. And for 15 points, what was the name of the motel where the shooting took place?
Montgomery Inn.
No, the Lorraine Motel. Another 10-point toss-up question. In February of 1881, Kansas became the first state in the nation to prohibit what? Joey from Beavercreek.
Prohibit keeping women from voting.
No, it's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Bellefontaine. To prohibit what and to thus become a totally dry state? Ross.
Alcoholic beverages.
All forms of alcoholic beverages. That's correct. And bonus questions for Bellefontaine. In October 1989, the World Series was interrupted by a major earthquake. For 5 points, where was the game being played when it hit?
Oakland.
No, it's being played in San Francisco, right across the bay. Another 10-point toss-up. The U.S. Senate is known for moving slowly at times. In 1986, it okayed a treaty outlawing genocide some 37 years after it had been submitted to the Senate for them to take what action? We didn't get that one out, so we're at the end of our second round of our championship showdown. Beavercreek and Bellefontaine, and the Chiefs have jumped to the lead, 165-135. Back with more right after this. Halfway home in our championship showdown today between Beavercreek and Bellefontaine. On the scoreboard, the Chiefs lead the Beavers by 30, 165-135, heading into our rapid-fire round. In rapid-fire, each team gets 1 minute to answer as many 10-point questions as they can. Any questions they pass on or incorrectly answer, the other team can give the correct answer and steal those points away. Beavercreek, you're trailing right now. You'll have first choice. Is it going to be old, things and events, or money in business? Kevin, what's it going to be?
Things and events.
Things and events. Here we go. You have 15 chances to identify these historical things and events for 10 points each within 1 minute. Here we go. 1942 Manhattan Project.
Atomic bomb developed.
Germany's name for the Holocaust.
Final solution.
The name for the very rapid movement of German troops in World War II.
Blitzkrieg.
The cloud shape created by the atom bomb.
Mushroom
cloud.
As of 1955, it started to replace the conventional oven in homes.
Microwave.
Type of war fought without guns and bombs after World War II.
Cold War.
It started in 1950, money that wasn't paper or coin.
Credit.
Incorrect. Of small size, it was first implanted near a human heart in 1956. Yeah, that's correct. A vehicle that rides on a cushion of air.
Hydra.
That's incorrect. Famous Japanese high-speed train.
Shinkansen.
Incorrect. The name of the American plane used to spy on the Soviets in
U-2.
1960. Correct. A 1969 concert held on a rural farm.
Woodstock.
Correct. The Boeing 747 plane is huge, and it's also called a...
Jumbo jet.
Correct. 710 Ashbury Street in San Francisco.
Hate Ashbury.
Didn't get that one out. 13 questions, 1, 2, 3 that you didn't get. Bellefontaine, a chance to steal those. It started in 1950. Money that wasn't paper or coin was called...
Plastic.
Plastic money. Correct. A vehicle that rides on a cushion of air over land and water is a...
Hovercraft.
Hovercraft is correct. And the famous Japanese high-speed train.
Bullet train.
A bullet train is correct. Nice job there. Now it's your turn to play. Beavercreek's turn to listen up. It's going to be money and business or old. What's it going to be?
We'll have old, please.
Old it is. Here we go. Let's look at items and events that are old, a part of our world's history prior to 1550. 15 chances to score 10 points each in 1 minute. Here we go. An early Greek general who conquered most of the ancient world.
Alexander the Great.
Correct. A system of writing with pictures used in Egypt.
Hieroglyphics.
Correct. Both the German Kaiser and the Russian Tsar took their
Caesar.
title.
Caesar.
Correct. The name of the time after the fall of Rome and before the Renaissance.
Middle Ages, Dark Ages.
I heard Middle Ages first. I'm sorry. The first emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, a
Charlemagne.
Christian ruler. Correct. Native Americans who built a major civilization in northwest South America.
Incas.
Correct. The kings of ancient Egypt built...
Pharaohs.
That's correct. King of England had 6 wives, tossed
Henry
out
VIII.
the Pope. Correct. An Italian explorer, he traveled all over much of Asia in the early 1300s.
Marco Polo.
Correct. In the 1500s, a religious movement to reform
Reformation.
Catholic Church. Reformation is correct. A series of wars in England. Each family used a flower
War of the
symbol.
Roses. War of the
Correct. A Greek city-state, rival of Athens.
Sparta.
Correct. 3 wars between ancient Carthage and Rome were
Gaelic.
called...
Peloponnesian War.
That's incorrect. I did get that one out. So 13 questions, 1, 2 that you didn't get. Beavercreek a chance to steal. The name of the time after the fall of Rome and before the Renaissance.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages is what we were looking for. 3 wars between ancient Carthage and Rome were called...
Punic.
Pardon me?
Punic.
The Punic Wars. That's correct. 2 for you there. And that's the end of our rapid fire round. Let's go back to the scoreboard with 1 round to play. Bellefontaine has the lead 305 to 255. We'll be back with a final exam right after this. It's time for the final exam in our final game of HiQ this season. Instead of 10 points, each question will be worth 20 points. Beavercreek has some catching up to do. They trail 305 to 255. So teams, if you're ready, here we go for the final exam. The distance from the center of motion to either extreme is called, Joey from Beavercreek.
Radius.
That's incorrect. Let me, is called by what? Bellefontaine, chance to steal. Luke.
The centrifuge.
No, amplitude is what we were looking for. On March 1st, 1845, President Tyler signed a congressional resolution to annex to the United States another country. Troy from Bellefontaine.
Texas.
Texas is correct for 20 points. The concept of American volunteers going to all parts of the world to help teach, build, provide. Ross from Bellefontaine.
The Peace Corps.
The Peace Corps. That's correct for 20 points. Okay, look at your monitors now. This Canadian province includes some of the beautiful Luke from Bellefontaine.
Manitoba.
That's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Beavercreek. This Canadian province includes some of the beautiful Rocky Mountains located near one of its 2 largest cities, Calgary. What is the name of the other large city in the capital city of Alberta? Steve?
Edmonton.
Edmonton is correct for 20 points. This scientific process is used by green plants to make use of Luke from Bellefontaine.
Photosynthesis.
That's correct for 20 points. This American poet of the 19th century is best known for his Joey from Beavercreek.
Whitman.
Walt Whitman. His work, The Leaves of Grass. Correct. What is the name of the cord that runs through which a fetus gains nourishment? Excuse me. Sana from Beavercreek.
Umbilical cord.
The umbilical cord is correct. The literary character of Hercule Poirot was created by Sana from
Agatha
Beavercreek.
Christie.
Pardon me?
Agatha Christie.
That's correct for 20 points. What adjective describes an object or a design which has many complex and interrelating parts or elements? Joey from Beavercreek.
Intricate.
Intricate is correct for 20 points. The opening line is, it is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man, Luke from Bellefontaine.
Declaration of Independence.
That's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Beavercreek.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, okay. I didn't have to finish the question. By Jane Austen, correct for 20 points. It is a small bird of the thrush family. Troy from Bellefontaine.
The wren.
No, that's incorrect. Let me finish for Beavercreek. And the male's song is very melodious. What's its name? Sana.
Sparrow.
No, it's a nightingale. 3 rivers meet in downtown Dayton. One flows south past Bellefontaine, another flows west a little north of Beavercreek, and the third flows south past Englewood. Name these 3 rivers. Steve from Beavercreek.
The Stillwater, the Great Miami, and the Mad Rivers.
That's correct for 20 points. What is the name for a piece of land which is surrounded by water? Luke from Bellefontaine.
Peninsula.
Peninsula on 3 sides. That's correct. Why was the ancient Greek mathematician who who was the ancient Greek mathematician who founded the study of Luke from Bellefontaine?
Pythagoras.
No, that's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Beavercreek. Founded the study of geometry. Sana.
Euclid.
Euclid is correct for 20 points. What is the common name for the type of alcohol made by fermentation? Joey from Beavercreek.
Ethanol.
Ethanol is correct for 20 points. This famous Russian novel opens with the words, all happy families, Luke from Bellefontaine.
War and Peace.
That's not the answer we were looking for. Let me finish for Beavercreek. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Name the novel and its author. Sana?
War and Peace by Tolstoy.
That is correct. No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Anna Karenina. by Tolstoy. Excuse me, read that wrong. This narrow strip of land connects two larger bodies of land. Ross from Bellefontaine.
Isthmus.
That's an isthmus. Correct for 20 points. President Washington's farewell address to the nation warned against the evils of party politics. Joey from Beavercreek.
It was similar to Eisenhower's farewell address.
No, let me finish the question for Bellefontaine. And argued for a government of laws and of morals. What was his third major point which dealt with foreign relations? Luke.
That politics should end at the water's edge.
No entangling alliances is what we were looking for. Here we go. This basketball coach is now retired, but not before Sana from Beavercreek.
Phil Jackson.
No, let me finish the question for Bellefontaine. But not before he broke Adolph Rupp's record by winning more than 876 games in his career.
Dean Smith.
Dean Smith is correct for 20 points. He was a member and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court for 34 years. Luke from Bellefontaine.
Warren.
No, that's incorrect. Let me finish the question for Beavercreek. And led the court in asserting its role in the federal government via its power to interpret. Do they get to steal? They get to steal. Kevin. John Marshall is correct for 20 points. And that's the end of our game. We'll be back to find out who this year's champion will be when we come back, so don't go away. Welcome back, everybody. The scores in the book. It's over in our championship final this year. Beavercreek with a come-from-behind victory, beating Bellefontaine 455-425. What a great game for the championships. And now it's time to pass out the money. Joining me first is Bill Wright, the academic advisor at Bellefontaine. Bill, great team you had there. $2,000 to Bellefontaine's team for their efforts. They really played well all season.
They've done very well all year here in Columbus. Very proud of them.
What about this team? A lot of seniors, underclassmen?
Actually, half and half. 3 seniors, 3 sophomores. So hoping for good things in the future.
Okay, congratulations and best of luck to you in the future. Our winning team up on the top row from Beavercreek, and Dave Yoder, come on up here, and congratulations, $4,000 to the Beavercreek team. These kids have done it all season long. They really obviously know what they're talking about.
Well, they've been working very hard for a long time for this, and I'm very proud of the work they've done.
Now, same thing I asked Bill was with your group, young group, senior group?
Well, on our team we have 7 seniors and 1 sophomore and 1 junior. But the sophomore and junior are up there.
Okay, $4,000 to this group as they'll get to split it up to the college of their choice. And I don't know, these kids probably going to some pretty good colleges next year.
I think so.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Our winner, the Beavercreek Beavers. They beat Bellefontaine. And joining us one more time this season is Dr. Jim Uphoff, the guy who wrote all the questions, the guy who makes sure that I give all the correct answers and everything else. It's good to have you with us one more time. I guess it was only fitting that the 2 teams that scored the most points all season ended up here.
Absolutely. They proved themselves during the regular season and then ended up here and in a very good game with close to 900 points being scored together. Most people know that I am a school board member, not in either of these districts, but on behalf of all boards of education, I want to thank Channel 7 for taking this opportunity to focus on the academics that give focus. We get lots of focus on other things, but to focus on the academics and the scholarships that have been provided.
Quickly, it's interesting to point out, this is extracurricular activities like basketball or baseball or anything else, because this isn't the only competition. These kids go to a lot of things all year.
Yes. We've just heard Bellefontaine was in a competition at Columbus. I know that Beavercreek has a variety of competitions, their conference and others in which they participate as well. And yes, it is extracurricular, and there is practice just as there is in band or in chorus or in athletics as well. And so there's time that is spent on that.
Dr. Jim, thank you very much as always, and we'll look forward to seeing you next season.
Next season.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you next season as well. Once again, congratulations to the Beavercreek Beavers, our champions of High Q this season, and to Bellefontaine, our runners-up. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next year on High Q.